Today, I just thought of a new thing that I could be doing here on my channel, which is reading recipes. I hadn't thought of this before when I put my description together. I just thought of it today, and I want to give it a try. So I'm going to post at least 3 read out loud recipes. I'm still recovering from my laryngitis. I went a little bit longer. I'm feeling fine, but my voice keeps coming and going. So I'm also doing it for that reason. I don't really want to read longer or shorter stories, and things don't work out for me. So I thought I'd bring this together. I'm sorry, there might be some background noise. I'm still kind of working out my tech. I've never done anything like this before on my own anyway. And this is to kind of absorb not even what's free time, but a lack of ability to have some kind of relaxing hobby right now, because I'm working intensively on some writing projects that I do, and they're taking up more time than I have in planning and research, so I have nothing to do to make myself happy. So I decided to give this a try. I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel, and I don't really have much of an opportunity to develop it right now into anything, so I have some background noise going on in here, and there's no way I can shut it out right now. Hopefully you don't hear it too badly. Okay, so after a minute and a half of preface, I'm just gonna start on my first choice. This is called Zesty Lemon Dill Hummus Bliss, and I'm reading this from, I'll just say where I'm getting the recipes from, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm taking credit for other people's work. The name of the website is Colin Perth at wordpress.com. I don't know any of these people, as I don't with the stories either. I'm just browsing, and then I'm reduplicating read out loud. You know, this is recipe and the other one is story. So I'll just read the post on the WordPress for this site, and it's the recipe for Zesty Lemon Dill Hummus Bliss. Take your hummus game to the next level with the refreshing combination of citrusy lemon and aromatic dill. This vibrant and flavorful hummus is a delightful twist on the classic, perfect for dipping or spreading on your favorite snacks. The cooking time is a total time requirement of 15 minutes. Yields 1.5 cups of hummus. The ingredients you'll need is 1 can or 400 grams of chickpeas drained and rinsed, 3 tablespoons of tahini, 2 cloves of garlic minced, a zest of 1 lemon, the juice of 1 lemon, 2 tablespoons of fresh dill, finely chopped, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and salt and pepper to taste. Here are the instructions. Blend the chickpeas. In a food processor, combine chickpeas, tahini, minced garlic, lemon zest, lemon juice, and fresh dill. Blitz to smoothness. Blend the ingredients while gradually adding olive oil until the mixture becomes smooth and creamy. If needed, scrape down the sides of the processor for an even consistency. Then season to perfection. Add salt and pepper to taste. Adjust lemon juice or dill if desired. Serve with style. Transfer the lemon dill hummus to a serving bowl. Drizzle with extra olive oil and garnish with a sprinkle of fresh dill and lemon zest. Notes. For an extra kick, add a pinch of cayenne pepper, a dash of paprika. And then there's nutritional information per serving. That would be 120 calories per serving, 4 grams of protein, 8 grams of fats, 10 grams of carbohydrates, and 3 grams of fiber. And then here's a little sentence at the bottom. Facts and trivia. Did you know chickpeas are an excellent source of plant-based protein and fiber, making hummus a nutritious and satisfying snack? In case anybody didn't know, that's good advice to know that. Okay, so recipe 2. This next recipe that I'm queuing right now, here it is called Creamy Pasta Primavera. Creamy Pasta Primavera, vegan and plant-based. I have found this on the website radiatefoodvibes.com. And I'll skip straight to the pictures on both of these are just wonderful. They make it look so delicious. I don't know how to put pictures on my YouTube to like upload pictures and do a montage video while I'm narrating on time is something I don't either have the equipment for or the will to learn how to do. So I apologize. That would make a much better upload. But on the other hand, I'm not entirely sure, you know, the depth of the interpretation. It could be construed that I'm going into people's like I know that if I was actually a chef instead of just somebody who reposts recipes on some of my blog sites, I would be really upset if somebody took my pictures and also like, you know, read out my recipes. It might be upsetting to some people. On the other hand, maybe they wouldn't care. So just a side note. Here we go with the recipes. With the recipe, creamy pasta primavera. I'm going to do two separate websites of pasta primavera today. I love pasta primavera, and I found two excellent recipes. They're both veganish. So the ingredients you'll need are 1 pound of pasta, like penne or farfalle, and olive oil, sea salt, fine grained sea salt, 1 large sweet onion sliced, 10 ounces of green beans trimmed, cut into bite-sized pieces, 2 sweet bell peppers diced, 1 pint of cherry or grape tomatoes, 5 ounces of baby spinach, fresh basil for garnish, that's optional. Then the ingredients for the cheesy cream sauce are following: 1/2 cup of raw cashews unsalted, 1 14-ounce can of white beans drained and rinsed, 5 cloves of garlic, crushed, peeled, roughly chopped, 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, 3/4 to 2 teaspoons sea salt, fine grain. I don't know if that means 3/4 to 1 or 2 teaspoons of sea salt, fine grain. So you might want to test that on your own. But it definitely says 3/4 to 1. And then it says 2 teaspoons of sea salt, fine grain. So it might mean even up to 2 teaspoons of fine grain sea salt. That's up to you. I would say that if it's that much of discretion to add an extra teaspoon, which is what I'm interpreting, that you might want to check if you need an extra teaspoon. I think that's what that means. Now the directions to make it. For the cheesy cream sauce, in a small saucepan or skillet, simmer garlic and olive oil over medium-low heat until most of the chopped garlic is light golden. Stir frequently. Remove from the heat. In a high-speed blender, add all the ingredients to a blender with 1 cup of water. Start with less salt and add more salt to taste. Bring a pot of salted water to a boil for the pasta. Cook pasta until al dente. Before draining, add spinach to the bottom of the colander and reserve 2 cups starchy pasta water. Drain the pasta onto the spinach, which allows it to wilt slightly. Meanwhile, cook the veggies. In a large skillet, heat 1 tablespoon olive oil over medium-high heat. Add sliced onions and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Saute until onions are soft and start to brown 8 minutes. Add green beans, bell peppers, tomatoes, and a 1/2 teaspoon salt. Cook until veggies are slightly softened to al dente and the tomatoes are soft enough that you can burst them with the back of the cooking spoon about 8 to 10 minutes. Burst the tomatoes with a spoon, turn off the heat. Add the pasta, spinach, and cream sauce. Stir to combine. Add reserved water to loosen sauce as needed. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Garnish with fresh basil. So then there's a note at the end that says, I like the sauce on the saltier side to help season the whole dish when it comes together. Salt to your preference. And that's the end of this recipe. Before I do the other pasta primavera, I am going to narrate the recipe for, I have to look at I didn't get organized enough. Here it is. Leek and butter soup. I'm sorry, not leek and butter soup. Leek and butternut squash soup. I'm so sorry. And this is from the website sepcooks.com, sepcooks.com, sepcooks. And it's leek and butternut squash soup. I don't know how I could have said the other thing. I know that's not what it is. Okay, the ingredients for this are as follows. 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 medium yellow onion diced, 2 leeks, white and light green parts only, sliced and rinsed thoroughly, kosher salt, 5 ribs of celery diced, 2 large carrots peeled and diced, 6 cloves of garlic minced, 4 stalks of fresh thyme or 1 teaspoon dried thyme, 2 pounds of butternut squash peeled and diced, 4 cups of chicken broth, homemade or low sodium store-bought, 1 cup filtered water, 2 dried bay leaves, 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter cut into cubes, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of ground cayenne. It says start with 1/4 and add more if you want more heat, more spicy, and then 1/8 teaspoon ground nutmeg. And additional toppings are listed as thinly sliced fresh chives, crispy bits of bacon, toasted pumpkin seeds, and creme fraiche or yogurt. Here are the instructions. Heat the olive oil in a large pot over medium heat. Add the onion, leeks, and 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. Cook over medium-low heat until the onions are translucent and starting to lightly brown, about 5 to 7 minutes. Add the carrots and celery to the pot. Cook the vegetables over medium heat, stirring occasionally until the vegetables are soft, about 8 to 10 minutes. Add the garlic and thyme. Cook until fragrant, about 1 to 2 minutes. Add the butternut squash, the broth, the water and bay leaves to the pot. Bring the mixture to a boil and reduce the heat to medium-low. Let the soup simmer uncovered until the butternut squash is very soft and easy to pierce with a fork, about 30 to 40 minutes. Turn off the heat, remove the bay leaves, and drop the chunks of butter into the soup. Use an immersion blender to blend the soup until it's completely smooth. If you don't have an immersion blender, ladle the soup into a blender in batches until completely smooth. If using a blender, pour the soup back into the pot. Add the apple cider vinegar, nutmeg, cayenne pepper, and 1 teaspoon kosher salt into the soup. Taste the soup and add more salt to suit your palate. Then she recommends, I use 1 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt in addition to the salt I used with the onions. The amount of salt you use will depend on how salty your broth was. I like the soup to be thick and smooth, so I don't add any more liquid. However, if you prefer a thinner soup, add a little bit of water or broth, a 1/4 cup at a time. So add a little bit of water or broth, a 1/4 cup at a time, until you reach the consistency you like. Garnish with the suggested toppings and serve hot. That should be absolutely delicious like the other recipes. Now finally, I wanted to add another pasta primavera. Pasta primavera is one of my favorite dishes. I know that's also true for many people. This one is from a website called Miss Raven's Kitchen. Let me scroll down to the actual recipe. And this will be my last one for this video. For this voice video. Yeah. Okay, so the ingredients are 1 pound of penne or any pasta, 1 red bell pepper sliced into 1/4 inch slices, 1 small zucchini diced, about 1 cup. 1 small yellow squash, diced, about 1 cup. 1 pint cherry tomatoes, halved. Half a medium red onion, thinly sliced. 8 ounces of white mushrooms, sliced. Salt and pepper to taste. 1 teaspoon garlic powder. 10 ounces of frozen broccoli florets, steamed. 5 garlic cloves, minced. 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, divided. So 1/4 cup and then 2 tablespoons of that separately of the EVOO. Juice of 1 lemon, 1/4 cup fresh basil, sliced. Now, it has a note on the 10 ounces of frozen broccoli florets, steamed. It says, add the broccoli into a bowl with some water, tightly cover it with plastic wrap, and pierce twice the plastic wrap with a fork. Steam the broccoli in the microwave in 3-minute intervals until it's heated through. Continue with the recipe as instructed. So that's how you steam it. Okay. Now the instructions to actually cook the pasta primavera. First, cook the pasta to the package directions for al dente. Reserve a 1/2 cup of pasta water. Then, in a large skillet, heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil over medium-high heat. Add in the bell peppers and saute for 2 minutes. Add in the zucchini, yellow squash, tomatoes, red onion, and mushrooms. Season with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Saute the veggies for 5 to 7 minutes or until the veggies are soft and tender and the tomatoes release their juices, stirring occasionally. Stir in the broccoli, transfer the veggies to a plate or bowl. Then, heat the remaining olive oil over medium heat. Saute the garlic for 1 minute, stirring it so it doesn't burn. And finally, stir the veggies back into the skillet, coating them with the garlic and oil. Drizzle in the lemon juice and sprinkle in the basil. Toss to combine and serve. There are a few more notes. It says, use any veggies you wish. Do keep in mind that some veggies take longer to cook than others. For example, carrots take longer than zucchini. So add those veggies first for about 2 to 3 minutes, then add in the remaining. You want the veggies to be tender, not soft and mushy. And then the last note is, can I add protein to this pasta? Absolutely. Add some sauteed shrimp. You can also add grilled or breaded chicken to this. Okay, so that's all of the recipes that I'm going to read on this first piloting test at possibly reading recipes on my YouTube channel. I don't know how this is going to work out. I have somebody who helps me and relates, the opinion of how I'm doing. So we'll see how this turns out. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful new year.